The thought of a man taking care of me and having to cede some of my control to create room for that scares me. I want to try and be in a romantic relationship, but I don't know how to allow it. What advice do you have? Okay, well, let's take your question. I am afraid of intimacy. Okay, fair enough. And the first thing
Where I left off last week was with squats. I've been having swelling and inflammation in the knees, which was preventing me from being able to hit depth or get below parallel. So after giving it a few days off, I decided to test things out with some high box squats. And I ended the day with a 455-pound squat, and then I hit some solid pause reps on the bench to see where I would be, and I think I got to 350. So the bench is coming along quite nicely. Squats, the strength is there, but I still have concerns as to whether or not I'm going to be able to hit depth on the platform. Actually, I have 1 week of training left, and then I have a week before competition. I compete on the 13th. I should be peaking. Now, my bench has never been better. I'm 40. I'll be 47 here in a month. I'm benching. You could arguably say I'm benching more now at the weight I'm at than I've ever benched in my life. And I feel like that's, of all three, historically my worst lift has always been my bench press, and my best has always been my deadlift. But as you can see here, I'm struggling with the deadlift. I worked up just past 500 pounds, and I could barely get it off the ground. I could barely break the floor. And I think maybe I'm just overtrained. It was also really late at night. This weekend was really screwy. My dog's been injured. I haven't been sleeping. I could go on and on and on about how my training's just suboptimal. It's just not good at all. So I did a deadlift session and it was awful. Here I fail at 525, and normally that's a rep or a weight I can rep for, I would say 5, 6, maybe 7 on a good day, and I just couldn't do it. So what do I usually do? Whenever I'm having a day where I just feel terrible and everything's going to crap, I decided to do some bench because the bench is going well, and that was exactly what the doctor ordered. That cheered me up. You know, I figured since I was really struggling with deadlifting and I hadn't put that many sets in, I would perform a lift that I was doing good at, and I managed to set an all-time PR. I hit 225 for 20 reps. I've never done that before. That's not true. I did it once when I was in my late 30s. For some reason, I can never get all 3 lifts going at the same time. If my deadlift's improving, my bench is suffering. If my squat's shooting up, something suffers. I don't know what would ever happen if I got all 3 lifts to PR at the same time. But there's always one, like, generally speaking, if deadlifts are going well, squats are going well. I always seem to improve in squats and deadlifts at the same time, but then my bench goes backwards. I don't know what I would ever do if I could get all 3 lifts to just go in the right direction at the same time. Probably be a national record holder. Well, no matter what, hey, I've been trying to break 20 reps on for 225 for months now, and I finally did it. So there is that. Since I am preparing for competition, I've really cut the volume down that I'm doing. So this is day 2. I decided to get some chest and back accessory work in. But I'm supersetting it, so I'm doing tricep work with the incline bench, and then I'm doing cable pull down, mostly just for convenience. I mean, I prefer doing barbell rows, but since I'm already on the bench and I got the cable row right there, and I'm just basically just doing some, moderate hypertrophy work, it works in a pinch. I've touched on this in previous videos, but the reason why I use that bench block is because I am trying to shorten the range of motion. By putting the barbell a couple inches off the chest, what it does is I bring the grip in so it's close grip bench with about 2 inches of space between my chest and the barbell, and that really loads the triceps up. It basically isolates the triceps. It's just an awesome arm building exercise. I keep the rep range moderate to high. Basically, this is more of like a bodybuilder workout, but it's just a light day. I mostly just want to keep everything balanced. So, I'm going to spend a little bit of time doing accessory work, even though I don't want to do a crazy amount of volume. Days like today are more of a mental health day. When I'm feeling down or disheartened because I'm not hitting the lifts that I want, I'll sometimes just do a moderate to light workout just to feel better about myself. Get a nice arm pump, look good in the mirror. It's all good. Sometimes you just got to take a mental break from the powerlifting and just have a little bit of fun. one set of curls and then one set of rope pushdowns. And I do these for a total of 5 sets. Rep range, I'm really just going until I have form breakdown. So basically till failure. A lot of powerlifters are going to lie to you and tell you that they don't really care what their arms look like. And it has been my observation that most of us are lying. Okay, so on Sunday I decided to try the squat thing out again just to see where my knees are at. Now, I'm not feeling any pain, but everything's tight. And I found that when I started loading up the barbell, I was having a really difficult time hitting depth because of how tight my knees are. So, as you can see, I'm taking a couple videos from the side to see what my depth looks like, and I'm overcompensating by pancaking. So it feels like I'm hitting depth, but I don't think that I am. I don't think that these lifts would count on the platform, and that has me really concerned. I think the strategy for this week, see, it's hard. It's hard for me mentally to just not train for 4 days because I have no idea where my squat is. The last time I squat heavy, I hit 500 pounds. I need 545 pounds to break the national records. I don't know if I can do that or not. Heck, I don't. If I can't hit parallel, then none of them count. It doesn't matter if you can squat 35 pounds. So that's a huge question mark for me, and I'm stressing about it. It has me really worried. I think the prudent thing to do is to just lay off. But then I don't feel like I'm getting any work in, and I'm regressing. That is a total pancake. That is no bueno. I never squat that far forward. I always have my knees over my toes. This is just a totally unnatural squat position for me. And I'm trying to overcompensate for having knees that are swollen. So rather than just trying to force myself to squat and endure a bunch of pain, I decided to call it a day at 3:15. And today I did deadlifts and bench again, and it went okay. Looking at these videos over the last ones I took a couple days ago, my form looks way better. I can tell right now. Whatever was happening to me the other night, I think I was just exhausted. I don't think it was from lifting either. I think it was from my work schedule and the fact that my dog is dying, so I wasn't sleeping well. I had to carry her outside and help her poop and do her business, and it was a nightmare. So, my training is suffering because of all life circumstances. But, we're not sponsored athletes, at least I'm not, so as much as I wish I could just do nothing but power lift, unfortunately, that is just not my life. I've got other responsibilities. So I didn't want to really overdo it too much today. I want to go easy on the knees. So we hit 455, 460 here for a nice constant tension set of 4, and it was okay. I could have done more. I feel better. It still concerns me that the other day I had a hard time picking up 525 pounds. That would I would have easily made that my opener. I mean, that is so far off of where I need to be. Finish off today with some bench. So here's what I've basically been doing with my 3 lifts, with the exception of squat, just because I have been nursing an injury. Instead of doing a lot of volume, I've been picking a target weight and attempting to do a PR in whatever that rep range is. So today I hit 275 for a set of 10, and I'd never tried that before, and I was able to hit it without any problem, so that was kind of cool. I'm going to finish off the day with a set of 315 for 4 or 5, and done. So, not a high amount of volume, but a good amount of intensity. I'm keeping it down to a minimum amount of warm-up sets, just enough to get everything limbered, and what I'm trying to do is pick one set and just go for it. Just do an AMRAP or as many reps as possible, or something along those lines, and then after that I'll do some really minor accessory work and then call it a day. So my training sessions are getting more intense but a lot less volume, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm feeling it. Like I should have competed in December when I was peaking. I waited, the meet got canceled, and now I feel like I am just in a constant state of overtraining. Everything hurts, my knees hurt, my hips hurt, and I've never experienced this kind of pain. I've never trained like this. This is, I've pushed it way too hard, and I feel like I'm regressing a little bit. The one thing I do have going for me is I've always been a platform lifter. It's easy to become unmotivated training alone in my garage. But I tell you what, I get on that platform and something just comes, this fire just ignites. So what I'm counting on is that as soon as I get in that environment, I'm going to be good to go. And bullshit to give up now. So whether I get the records or not, I'm going to leave it all on that platform, and I'm going to give it everything I got, and at the end of the day it's going to be good enough, because it's going to be everything I have. You that have followed me up to this point, I really appreciate it. Don't seem to be getting many views. What can you do? I guess I was foolish to think that I could start something new and cool on YouTube, and there's probably a million videos just like this just floating around. But I don't know, it was worth a shot anyways. So for all of you guys that are subscribing, and for maybe the 1 or 2 of you that have watched my videos to the end, I appreciate it. Thank you.